Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast here from Blistering Sands. The game is going to be between Lucifron and LiquidNazgul. We have Lucifron spawning as the yellow Terran player over here on the bottom left hand side, what I'll call the 7 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have LiquidNazgul spawning as the red Protoss player on the top right hand side, the 2 o'clock position. Red Protoss, so it is going to be a Terran versus Protoss match. Now on Blistering Sands there are a number of options. The back doors generally make way for usually higher tier, higher armored units. I'm expecting to see some Immortals, perhaps some Ghosts, some High Templars. Air, on the other hand, probably not so much. Air generally isn't that strong. The amount of time it takes to walk across the map is about the same amount of time it takes to fly across the map, since there aren't that many cliff walkers, or not that many cliffs and not many things that you have to really walk around. Colossus also work fairly well, so we'll see what the strategy is coming in from both of these players. Lucifron now getting that supply depot on that front door, delaying that that barracks a little bit. So not going for an 11 barracks, but instead going for what is that? 11 barracks, but going instead for a 12 barracks, so a little bit of a delay there. Not quite sure if that was what is better in terms of being able to scout that out. Anyways, Lucifron now moving out with an additional SCV. Is he going to go out to scout or build? Yeah, he's going to go out to scout. So early scouting coming in from Lucifron. Meanwhile, LiquidNazgul getting that assimilator and also heading back out. So going to head out, both of these players will in fact be able to scout each other fairly easily. LiquidNazgul not doing any forge gateway wall in that we've seen him use against, I believe, Zerg players. SCV and Probe run into each other, do a little bit of a bump in the face, and that's going to be the end of that. Taking a look back over here at the Orbital Command Center, going to get up to, what, 16? We're going to get up 15 SCVs and then start building that Orbital Command and get that Marine. Taking a look, that Probe's going to be able to walk into here without any real issue, as that SCV is now trying to run around, trying to figure out exactly what the strategy is. This pylon built on the back side of that base, most likely there to counteract any, build any cannons just in case there are any Banshees. Also to try to juke out Lucifron. Perhaps he's thinking that there's going to be in fact a proxy pylon if he in fact is not able to see that. Taking a look at Lucifron's point of view, Lucifron does in fact see that there is that pylon over there, so knows in fact that there is not any proxy pylons, no proxy warp-ins anywhere throughout the map. A single Marine guarding that front door, or guarding this little bit of a choke point. Probe now running away, will be able to head back home. Now we have an SC trying to take down this one singular pylon, and now we have a robotics facility being warped in. So that robotics facility going to be bringing in some Immortals fairly soon. I do not see enough gas for Lucifron to really go Ghosts yet. So those Lucifron, or those units, are really going to be able to produce a lot of damage. Those Immortals are really going to spell doom if he in fact able to get those Immortals out quickly. Taking a look, the Chrono Boost used one charge for that Stalker, so now a single Stalker now being pushed out. We have an SCV sitting down over here, perhaps trying to do some additional scouting. So it's a single Stalker first for LiquidNazgul. That Stalker most likely there just in case there's any Reaper harassment, as that Stalker is able to move a little bit faster, I believe, than that Reaper. Also has that range much better than that Zealot, and trying to counteract any Reaper harassment. Now SCV still running around on the inside, and now we have a quick Observer being built. So Observer before Immortal. So we'll see how that really works out, as that Observer is now going to go ahead and fly on out there. Going to quickly see this command center being built, and perhaps LiquidNazgul will try to take an expansion of his own. Zealot and Stalker are able to take down that one poor SCV. So SCV now taken down, and now we have an Observer moving out. That Observer flying out, trying to do some scouting, taking a look. Perhaps he's going to try to come in, and where is he exactly? Is he flying? I do not see his destination yet. Marine now coming off on that down point, making sure that nothing's trying to take down those destructible rocks on that backside, as there is now a pylon being built. I would normally position this pylon right down in here. This pylon being down in here also allows you to warp in units to this bottom side. If you're worried about, you know, that perhaps that pylon getting shot down, though, that is a legitimate concern. Observer now flying in, going to quickly see that there is in fact a command center. Taking a look at the harvester count, though, LiquidNazgul out mining Lucifron at this stage in the game, as a couple of Immortals quickly taking down that SCV. So a single Stalker, a single Immortal, and a single Zealot are going to be trying to take down this back door, and that Immortal taking down this back door will in fact be able to deal a fair amount of damage. Taking a look, Observer overhead does not see any movement out, and movement out towards that back door, as we have a Nexus, and a Pylon being put down. So perhaps these units going to be able to take it down. No, Lucifron now getting the supply depot on this top side, quickly sees that these units are moving out because of this observer and decides to back away. So Immortal and Stalker backing away, the Stalker moving a little bit more quickly than the rest of those units. Lucifron once again gonna go ahead and put some units back into that bunker. No, not quite yet. Taking a look, still looking, seeing how much energy is on that orbital command. Perhaps they'll do a scout in order to try to reveal it. Lucifron still only going barracks. No tier 2 tech yet. So that's a little bit strange. I would normally see a Ghost Academy or perhaps a factory at this stage in the game, perhaps going for Banshees in order to try to counteract those Immortals. Already going up to Colossus, so Colossus being built, and LiquidNazgul is just going to be able to overrun this infantry army very, very easily, as those Immortals are a perfect counter towards those Marauders, and just a perfect counter towards those Marauders. Zealots and the Zealots will be able to focus down those Marines and Marauders as well. The Colossus will be able to really focus down those units, so there's really not much that LiquidNazgul really needs to worry about in terms of army sizes. Taking a look at the army, however, Lucifron does in fact have the larger army, while LiquidNazgul has the better counter. So we'll see what really happens in this particular fight. Taking a look now, nice little bit of a hit, and down goes a single Marauder. So taking a look at that, the Marauders now still trying to be produced. We'll see how these units are going to continue to be pushed. An additional Colossus now being used, trying to take down that single Colossus. Very nice movement coming in from Lucifron. So Lucifron quickly taking out Colossus, while Probe's now trying to come out from the mineral line. And it looks as though this very nice micro from Lucifron is going to be able to take down this expansion. And I take my words back, as by focusing down that Colossus, the Colossus did not have the necessary range upgrade in order to take down these Marauders and these Marines. So just mass Marine Marauders taking down LiquidNazgul. Lucifron doing a very nice hit and run tactic in order to just constantly move away from that ramp. And then by moving away from that ramp and making sure that no additional units are going to be able to take them down. Marauders now finishing off these assimilators. There is in fact an observer overhead, a Colossus, and a couple of units just trying to come in. Perhaps once again another stim, and those Colossus using that stim pack, being able to just chase down LiquidNazgul's Colossus, and that is going to be the end of the game. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I believe this is game 1 in a best of 3 series. Stay tuned for game 2.